this was a couple weeks ago. No, it was around Christmas time, because they always do the Harry Potter marathon around Christmas. And I just happened to catch the Chamber of Secrets where they go into, where Harry goes into Knockturn Alley, and he totally interacts, or they show the scene with the Malfoys. And in this, whatever version you guys have on your DVD, which it's Blu-ray, so it's newer, they didn't have that. They cut Harry goes to Knockturn Alley. He goes into one, I can't remember the store name.
Borgin and Burke's.
Borgin and Burke's. And then he's out. There's no interactions with hardly anyone except for the hand that grabs him. And that's it.
Yeah.
He runs into Hagrid.
He's on the street, and all the people are like, we're going to eat your organs or something. It's very weird. They all, like, close in, and then they take off. Hagrid finds him, and he's fine.
I think the big thing I noticed on that is that he was wearing a Gryffindor cloak. So I wonder if those people were like, oh, you are in the wrong fucking neighborhood, bud. This is not Gryffindor territory. You are in Slytherin territory.
Fuck, I never thought about that.
Maybe Ravenclaw. They're smart. They do some stuff. I can see maybe Hufflepuff coming in here because they need to find stuff to make other stuff. But Gryffindors? You square assholes need to go over there.
This ain't your alley, bub.
Yeah. You're going to have more than broken glasses and we're done with you. Which gets to the point. In the books, it's Arthur that fixes Harry's glasses, and in the movie, it's Hermione.
That's because in the movie, none of the Weasleys are looking for Harry.
No.
At all.
Hagrid finds Harry, and then he brings him to Flourish and Blots, or Flourish and Bots?
Flourish and Blot.
Flourish and Blots. And all the Weasleys are in line, waiting to get books. None of them fuckers give a shit. They're just like, oh, Harry, hey.
Oh, good.
Hey, you made it.
Yeah, they just went about their business as usual.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, he probably got ripped in half somewhere in the netherworld. Oh, well.
Yeah. Arthur and Molly looked at each other and like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, we lost the Potter kid.
Yeah.
Well, oh, well.
Yeah. He's like that other Weasley boy we had that didn't quite make it. Whatever.
They were like, you know what? He was really on borrowed time.
Yeah.
These last 11 years, he
barely made it as it is.
Right.
He keeps bringing Ron to all this shit. We keep getting letters from the school. Finally, that fucker's gone.
Fuck that kid.
In the shop, when they meet Lockhart, did you guys pick up on how Mrs. Weasley was like, why don't you guys go outside? Get the fuck out of here. I'll get these books signed for you. In that scene, it's very clear. She's like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I want some one-on-one time. No, I don't have kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah. She was like, I will take all 12 books and get them signed so I get all the extra time, and I don't want you to talk to them at all.
Do you think she took all of their sets up there? In the movie, she only had one, but I could see a lady like her being like, oh no, I have 5 kids going to school this year, so I'm going to get 5 sets signed.
Well, we did touch on this a little bit. She would be smart to only buy like one set and be like, you fuckers are sharing. But I think it explicitly says that she buys a set for each kid. And fuck that. If I'm buying a set for each kid, you're signing every set.
Oh, and I guarantee with each set, one more button came undone on her blouse.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's like, oh, are you done signing books? Would you like to sign something else?
Is your hand sore?
Oh, I guarantee Molly was thirsty after all those book signings. Yeah. Which, Gildy, he's a handsome looking dude. He's got that blonde, he's got those blonde locks. He's got that nice smile. I can see where the women are talking about. All right, maybe we cut this. Just trying to help appeal to a greater audience, and you guys are not doing anything.
I was going to respond, but now I think we're just going to leave it.
I wasn't. I was just going to stare at Aaron and just let him feel that for a second.
I'm gonna go back to the not allowed to talk.
So here's something. Peeves. Nowhere to be seen. Not even mentioned. Not even... Just nothing.
No, he's still not in there.
Now, in the book, he's kind of a nuisance. He doesn't really have a central part in any kind of plot, but still, it's fucking Peeves. And we were also talking about this on break. The reason they cut Peeves is because he was too damn funny.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't have wanted that in the movie?
Stupid people.
I know when I watch children's movies, I want them to be serious timepiece dramas.
Right.
I don't want any comedy. I don't want to laugh at all. You get that shit out of my house.
I don't want any of that feel-good bullshit.
No.
That's not realistic.
Right.
I like my magic and wizards to be realistic.
Down to earth.
Right.
Yeah. Where's that gritty reboot of Harry Potter I've been asking for?
I mean, I'd watch it.
Oh, yeah. An adult version of the Harry Potter universe? Hell yeah, I'd watch that. But yeah, I don't get it, because Peeves, I don't want to say he plays a pivotal part, but I mean, a lot of he would be involved in every movie. He's had kind of like key moments in almost every book. Just give him a scene. Give him a scene in each movie. And, you know, I mean, the payoff of having him at the Battle of Hogwarts at the end, where he is just fucking with Death Eaters, is such a missed opportunity. But whatever, I digress. That's another topic. We're talking about this movie.
This movie from here jumps pretty quick, though. From Diagon Alley, we're like onto the train. Actually, not really onto the train, because our characters end up in the car chasing the train, like, super quick.
And Harry almost falls out of the car.
Yeah.
Which another difference between the book and movie, which I understand. You gotta have some drama in the movie, because you're trying to keep people's attention. But whatever, that was just kind of an unnecessary scene. Like, cut that and put the Weasleys stealthily sneaking around in Dursley's house.
For
Right.
real.
Boom. I just fixed the movie.
Something that brings a little suspense. I mean, this does too, but we were joking about how Ron probably can't drive the car anyways, and then so while Harry is dangling out of the car, Ron's not fucking driving the car. He's got two hands on Harry's arm.
He's reaching to the other side of the car, so unless he's got a magical 7.5-foot wingspan, when he's holding onto the steering wheel and then reaches for Harry, that bitch is turning. He's turning the wheel as he does that.
Also, okay, when you're in a car on the ground, you're supposed to have a seatbelt on. When you're in the air, in an airplane, you're supposed to have a seatbelt on. This motherfucker didn't have a seatbelt on.
Fair point.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree.
Like, he should have fallen out. He deserved it.
I think if I were in a flying magical car, it would have been my instinct to put a seatbelt on, because I don't want to fall out. Barring the idea that the whole thing might just fall out of the sky at any minute. A car, they're not 30,000 feet up. They're like a couple 100 feet up, 10 feet up at some times. So if you fall out, you may not die, but you may be like permanently disfigured. You know?
So maybe worse?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's a point to your point. I would have definitely had my fucking seatbelt on. I'm not falling out. If I fall out of a plane, I'm going to die. If I fall out of a car that's, 100 feet up, you might live and then fucking regret not being buckled.
So we've got no car/plane safety. We've got no Peeves and no death day party.
Yeah, nope, skipped right over that too.
And unless I'm mistaken, the ghosts of Hogwarts start taking a back seat. I don't think we see much of them in the rest of the movies. So I guess I can understand, like, you gotta find stuff to cut to make a book into a movie. But man, I mean, there's not a lot of the Death Day Party would have seemed very interesting to me, because you've got all these Hogwarts ghosts, you've got the ghosts for each house that you could go into, there's your scene for Peeves for the movie.
Right.
It just seems interesting. We got car drama instead of a Death Day Party. I think I would have rather have had that.
Yeah, you get introduced to Moaning Myrtle. We even talked earlier while we were watching the movie, we don't see a whole lot of Professor Binns, who is supposed to be in this book a little bit more than he is in some of the other books, because he's a history of magic teacher.
And this movie pretty clearly revolves around some key moments in Hogwarts history. So it seems like your history teacher would be a good person to have in this movie.
Right. And any scene where his knowledge comes into play, they're like, nah, that was McGonagall, who Hermione asks some pretty pointed questions right in the middle of another class. Like during Transfiguration. Hey, tell us some history. And McGonagall, being the teacher she is, I don't see why she didn't look at Hermione and be like, no, fuck off.
Exactly.
This is my class.
Yeah. We're not going to spread any more rumors, Miss Granger. You should know better than that. I'm going to keep continuing on with my lesson. Thank you very much.
Right. Why didn't you ask Binns that last hour? Well, they deleted him, so.
Especially when she's second in command. The school is going through turmoil. Well, start of turmoil. Second in command, and she goes, yeah, I'll add fuel to the fire.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Chamber of Secrets? Yeah, it might be real. It's not, but it might be. I mean, there's lots of rumors about it, but it's not. Maybe.
But you're totally safe, but it could totally be.
You're safe. Maybe. I mean, Salazar Slytherin is a smart guy. Maybe. Yeah, it's fine. Probably.
Nothing's happened in 50 years, but there's definitely a monster.
And hopefully these attacks stop, because it's bad.
Yeah, it's fine. Maybe.
Right.
Probably.
Literally tells the children, we have been helpless to stop this thing for the last 50 years, and now you all know that.
Anyway, let's turn rats into cups.
Right.
Back to the lesson. Yeah, McGee would have totally shut that down Book McGee would have shut it down right away.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I've had teachers where I've attempted to ask questions like that, but it's to try to get out of homework.
Yeah.
And the good teachers that I would try this to pretty much would have done what Book McGee would have done. They said, hey, Aaron, sit down, shut up.
Yeah.
You're getting your homework. I know what time it is. I know there's only 5 minutes left. You're not distracting me. Sit down, shut up. I'm going to finish this sentence, and then you're going to get your homework, and the bell's going to ring.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I was 15. Get the fuck out. You're not fooling anyone.
You want to come talk to me after school and waste your own time? Then we can talk about that, because you probably don't want to do that, do you?
Yeah, I'll gladly talk to you before school, after school. Come in whenever you want, and I'll tell you this, not during my class.
Yeah. We were just talking about some of the ghost interaction that doesn't happen during the movie. And because of that, we miss out on a scene with Filch that makes some stuff make a little bit more sense. We're not told about him being a squib. Or that squib is even a thing.
We just know Filch is a cranky janitor.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those things where I think it gives a relatively important character some backstory.
Yeah.
He's a squib. You know what a squib is. A lot of people terms are thrown around in this movie. We find out what mudbloods are, purebloods, heir to Slytherin. Couldn't put 2 minutes in to say what a squib is?
Yeah.
1 minute. You probably don't even need 2 minutes. Just a comment. It could be a throwaway line between Ron and Harry of, oh, well, everyone knows Filch is a squib. What's a squib? Oh, it's this. Okay.
Right. Well, no wonder he's so pissed about taking care of our messes. Some bullshit.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Well, and Hermione knew in this movie that she was a mudblood.
Yeah.
And nobody had to tell her. And that wasn't in the book. They took a whole long time to explain, what it is and what it means. And they could have just as easily done that with, like you said, a throwaway line. Oh, yeah, just because I'm a squib. And Harry goes, what? They explain it real quick and move on. Unless it has to do with the main storyline. Any side story or side plot, thank you, didn't matter in this movie at all. And they took it all out just so you could focus on the main storyline, which is pretty simple. I mean, there's the guilty aspect. And yeah, he does attack the kids in the very end because they corner him for being a fraud. But, I mean, that is kind of a big side plot.
Yeah.
I wonder, 2002, there really wasn't that many movies that went more than an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Now we're kind of used to it, getting these big epic action movies or, stuff that's 2+ hours, 3 hours long. Now I would be curious to see what a Harry Potter reboot would be when we've got established universe mode where you could have a Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and then I mean, nowadays you could pick a Durmstrang,